Good evening, everybody. It's Friday night. You know what that means. It's HHV the Judge. How are you, Judge, on this very, very wet and miserable Friday late afternoon?
Yeah, pretty much like the weather, mate. I've had a touch of the nearlies today, 2 so not the greatest day, but tomorrow is another day. It's another opportunity. It's certainly very wet at Newbury today, isn't it? God.
Well, I mean, we are, I ought to say, folks, we're covering the 225 at Kelso, and that might be no bad thing because I don't want to be a merchant of doom, but I'm not too far from Newbury, and there's more heavy rain forecast. And, well, I hope I'm wrong, but I think there's got to be some doubt over this meeting tomorrow because that ground is ghastly. One of the SP reporters has described it as barely raceable. Now they're there on the literally on the ground. And there is more rain forecast tonight, and I haven't seen tomorrow's forecast, but I don't think it's great. I hope I'm wrong, but there's got to be some doubt about. You can only take so much. And
absolutely.
I mean, before the last heavy rain shower, the hurdle race, where on the blind side won at 50-1, a horse.
Yes.
People have followed over many, many cliffs. Now, if you watch that race, the front two, it was a head bobber, and he ended up winning about a neck. But if you look behind on that, when they showed you the head on, some horses that had soft ground form, good horses that had won at this trip, they were stopping to a walk before the last hurdle. Some of them.
I was on Luc de Mold, and that's one over further, and. I mean, it jumped the last in third and obviously finished fourth. So it's
big gamble on a horse called Sheldon who loves heavy ground, and he couldn't get home in it. So
just shows you.
We shall see, but I hope I'm wrong. But we're looking at Kelso. They must. I wouldn't be surprised if they call an inspection at the very least tomorrow.
Yeah, like they probably call it a precautionary one. That's what they like to do.
Precautionary, and then say come back at 10 o'clock, come back at 11:30, come back at 11:45.
That's the one. That's it.
When everybody's set off, and then call it off then. But ignore me, I'm to do much. Let's have a look, Judge, at tomorrow's race.
Cheltenham Blues, isn't it? I think a little bit after Cheltenham, we got that little
bit of that. 225 at Kelso, up there in the borders. It's the Schloss Roxburgh Hotel handicap hurdle of a 3 mile one and 170 yards. Couldn't they have just left it at 3 mile one? Did they have to go do it?
That's right.
Class 2, good to soft, but I think it'll be more testing than that. 15 grand in the pot, decent race. I'll go through the betting, then I'll come to you for your thoughts on this race. Judge, we've got Jet Legs, 100-30 favourite. Spike Jones, the Southern Raider, he's 4-1. Theme Tune is 4-1. Innis Orr is 9-2. Flower of Scotland for Sandy Thompson is 8-1. Pim used to be with Nicky Henderson, now with Nigel Tristan Davis, he's 9s. And Leo Stardy, outsider of the party, is 18-1. So it's a really interesting race. Now, just to say, if you're going to go each way, be careful, or you've got options. You can go quarter the odds, 2 places with Paddy Power, 888 Sport, Bet Victor, and Boyle Sports, or you can go a 50 odds, 3 places with Bet365, Sky Bet Hills, Corals, and Betfred and Ladbrokes. So be careful to check if you are playing each way. You might want to go the better terms for 2, or you might want that extra place for poorer terms. But just make sure when you place them that you are on with the right company. So just give us an overview of what you think of this race then. There's 7 goes up, boss Judge. I'll leave it in your capable hands.
Well, thank you very much. That's very comprehensive to start off with, mate. The first thing I'm going to say, I didn't like Jet Legs very much. I thought it's a terrible price. Its form also got an absolute slaughtering today. The horse that finished second behind it, Shot Bowley, that was tailed off. But it's a little bit, it was desperate ground, so perhaps you can forgive it that. I think there's better. I think it should drift from its current price. I certainly couldn't back it at 100-30. I've got Spike Jones down as a real stayer. I thought it was quite interesting. He's, like you say, coming up north from down south. I just thought perhaps this race might be a little bit slightly higher class than it's been running in, and he's quite short as well. He's not a fantastic price, but he's been coming from like Fontwell and and Lingfield, and now he's asking the winner. It's a good value race, good prize money for a 7-horse race, really, isn't it? Deserves to have got a bigger field than this. So personally, I'll probably take Spike Jones on. I thought Inishaw was definitely very interesting because that's coming down from running in that good race last time out. That it's a Grade 2 race, so he was out there handicap and he was taking on better quality horses. He'd enjoy the fact he's back in handicap company here and off his correct mark. So he's certainly very interesting, especially for a stable that's red hot at the moment, and the Cinder Russell stable. So I wouldn't put anybody off that. Getting back, so they were like pretty much the ones at the front end. Theme Tune is an out-and-out stayer. He's pretty solid, but he does have the occasional sort of jumping Horlicks. So he's pretty solid at the start. Pim, obviously, is exceedingly well handicapped on form for Nicky Henderson, but he's been out. He's a sort of horse that you'd rather go in each way. You probably had a smell win bet on him, isn't he? You could pop up like on the blind side today. Absolutely no form for ages, and I actually tipped it up on it run at Cheltenham, and then sure enough, a couple of runs later, it wins at 50-1. So I thought it was going to retire him. So he's proven right to keep him racing. But my selection here has to be Flower of Scotland. It's Sandy Thompson, who loves having winners around here at Kelso. This horse is 3 from 3 here at Kelso. 3 wins out of 3. He will definitely be staying on. I'm saying he. I'm not too sure. It's not a she, actually. I've got a funny feeling that it might be. I better just double check. But anyway, it's 3 from 3 here at Kelso. Definitely offer a handicap mark over hurdles. It can win off and utilise because it's lower than its chase rating. It won the Borders National here very, very impressively. I believe you might have tipped it up, mate, that day.
Possibly.
Yes, I thought she was a mare. Yep, she's a mare here. So she stays thoroughly. So in terms of each way terms, I would be more inclined to be looking for the 3 places here, especially at around 8-1. You've got because you're on a stayer on her. So the worst case scenario, if she just doesn't get there in time, you've got the extra couple of places to play with. But I'm quite keen on Flower of Scotland here. Like I say, 3 from 3. I think I've said it just a couple of times, just 3 times. And I think it's 3 from 3. I think it's going to run a big race. Flower of Scotland.
Excellent. Right, let's have a butcher's at this. So the judge is all in with Flower of Scotland for Sandy Thompson. Let me see. Right, Pim. Yeah, back form. Now, if on the blind side hadn't just won at 50s, I'd have dismissed Pim, but that's made me a little bit nervous now. But if you go back to sort of 1983, Pim's got the form to win this.
Yeah, that's right.
I don't know. I really don't know. If there's going to be a Springer, then I can see it. But 9-1 doesn't tempt me.
He's the same price as Flower of Scotland, who's pretty much guaranteed to run a race. Do you know what I mean? So, it's not a lot of juice in the price, is there now with Pim?
No. Like you, I'm against jet legs. I think it's very, very, very short. And I suspect it'll drift overnight. I just can't see that. The only thing I would say on that is that it's got a very low weight and it's got a £5 claimer on. Now, if it does become attritional, I can see the logic about why people want to be on the bottom weight, but I still would take
he's had a couple of winners today as well, didn't he, at Musselburgh, the £5 claimer. So.
Yeah, he's worth it, Spike Jones, I do like the horse. I think it's interesting that they're coming up here, but I just worry he's a Fontmore specialist. They were in Class 4s. This is a Class 2.
Yes.
I think he's plenty short enough at force. Theme Tune, I think he's a real danger here. I think if I had a sort of danger in the race, it would be Theme Tune. But he's creeping up that handicap, and 11 stone 9 is plenty to be carrying in what I think is going to be an attritional race. I was quite impressed by how he won, but I thought he was all out. Now he's got another rise in the weights. I don't really see much improvement in him at 8 years old, but I do think Nick Alexander's a brilliant trainer. He's in form. But I don't really see him as an each-way play at 9-2. So I'm going to overlook him. And I'm coming down on the same decision as you, Judge. Now, Flower of Scotland's a horse I really, really like. Sandy Thompson's a trainer I really, really like. Obviously, I tipped it when it was that huge gamble in the Borders National. I think it's very, very interesting to come in here. If you go back to his hurdle win here, it was over 2 mile 5. The horse had the pace. A lot of the people that are previewing this race think that she won't have the pace to win this. She had the pace to win over 2 mile 5 over hurdles. albeit at a lower level, but she still did it and did it comfortably. I think when they come around this big turn late on and they go into that long straight, she will start motoring. And I think she's got a massive chance of winning this. I think she could go off about, when they back this horse, they back it. So don't be surprised if she goes off 7-2 tomorrow. So let's get everybody safely on at 8-1. Now I'm going to play her each way, but I'm quite confident in this. I'm going to play her the quarter of the odds 2 places. And if she's third, then we lose, whatever. But I think if she's second, it's a decent win. I think she's got a massive chance of winning. But you've got to go each way. When there's people offering quarter of the odds 2 places, we see so little quarter of the odds these days that I think that's a massive bet and a really big value price. I think this market will compress. I think Jet Legs will drift. I think Spike Jones will drift. I could see Theme Tune being back tomorrow. And the horse I haven't mentioned in Issor, wasn't impressed with that last time. I know that was at a much higher grade. I thought his win was quite dubious the time before that. I think he's got plenty of weight. I'd much rather play Flower of Scotland at not far off double the odds, put it that way, than any sort tomorrow. So for me, I'm in on Flower of Scotland. I think I would get on 8-1, quarter the odds 2. I think it's got a massive chance. If there is a strong pace in this, I'd be mega confident. My one slight little worry is they might crawl for the first mile. And she can then pull a little bit. But I don't think that's a massive problem. But the faster the pace, the better. If not, I still think it's going to be a grueling test. Well, of course it is over 3 mile too. And I think she'll just lap it up. And that last half furlong, if she really gets motoring, I think she could pass the lot. So it's Flower of Scotland for me, Judge, and Flower of Scotland for you.
For me. Yeah, you'll go the 2 places and I'm going to go the 3 places. So between us.
She's probably be 4th now.
Yes. Yeah.
The way it's going. If Newbury's off, or if Newbury's on, whatever, Kelso looks under no threat. We've got Lingfield tomorrow, so it should be still an exciting day. I'm sure you've got a lot of big bets planned, Judge. You might even be bringing the hammer bet out.
Yeah, I might have a quick look at that. There's some good racing abroad tomorrow. Yeah, in
Dubai.
Dubai, yeah. So have a quick look at those, because you can sometimes find little nuggets there. So I will be having a little scan at that meeting as well. But like you, I'm spending more of my time at Kelso just in case they're called off, because it's nothing more annoying.
Exactly. So I'll have an HFC Lucky 15 tomorrow.
Yeah.
Let's hope Flower of Scotland does the business for a sensational result. I would get on tonight. I don't think she'll go off 8-1. That's a fairly strong view that she could easily be half that price. Because when they back this horse, they back her and leave nothing. You would
like to see them back her as well, wouldn't you, to be fair? So
get it rolling, yeah. So there we go, folks. Have a great day. Thanks, Judge. Good luck, mate. And today, I can say I wish your horse lots of luck and mine the same amount of luck.
Yeah, absolutely. Big time.
So be lucky, everybody. Have a great weekend, and we'll see you very, very soon. Be lucky.
Be lucky.
HOLDENS. Horses.